Hi guys, we're here with Nick Channon at the EA Sports booth here at Gamescom. We've played FIFA 16 now, and we really enjoy it, Nick. I think I told you my thoughts already. But you announced some stuff which we're kind of really excited about, maybe going into a bit more detail. For me personally, the career mode stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's great to be able to add a number of big things this year to career mode. You know, you guys have been asking for new things, and you know, a couple of the biggest things we've been asked for is the preseason tournaments, really bringing some extra spice to what was 3 pretty dull games that I think most people kind of simulated by. So you can now you're offered 3 tournaments. Yep. It kind of depending on the teams you're playing, depends on who you're playing with. Basically you can go in Latin America, North America, Asia, in Europe, and you can actually win some prize money to go into transfer budget, which is great. You know, there's new broadcast effects for it. You can win a trophy. You know, so it really makes it feel like it's a nice start to to the season. And then the really big one is training. So obviously we put training into World Cup a couple of years ago. We wanted to do it right, and we wanted to get sort of real depth into career mode. So you know, now you can train players. You get 5 slots every week. You can train the same player in multiple disciplines or 5 different players. And what's really nice about it is you think about, you know, who do you want to train? Do you want to kind of just improve your sort of starting 11? If you've got a really good team, actually maybe the benefit might not be huge, but if you want to take a youth player, you can train them up and actually improve them quite quickly, bring them into the first team squad, or even move them on to get some more money. So really gives you much more control over player growth, and in a fun way of actually doing it in skill games as well.
I think through the questions I've been asked about the training mode is like, how does it differ in terms of effects on, like, say, an established player to a youth player? Like, are the effects realistic, or is it going to be like plus 10 stats in like a week?
That's a great question, and what we've got is this cap. So, you know, whilst you might have Costa and train him, he's not going to become suddenly this uber striker. You know, you might actually only see a small benefit in if you're training him in shooting. You probably won't see a big upside. So it's all based on obviously the rating of the player, the potential of the player. It also looks at age, and it looks at position. So you're not going to transform Terry into an amazing striker. So, you know, there's caps in there to make sure that you don't suddenly create all this, a team of 100 rated players. But you know, maybe you can take a right back, make him a little bit more better going forward, a bit quicker, a bit better at dribbling, or maybe a bit better passer, things like that.
So I can't turn Johnny Evans into, say, I don't know, Paolo Maldini or something like that?
I doubt it, no. And I have a real problem with your shirt.
I'm not going to say anything. Okay, so, and FUT draft as well. I mean, you've got millions of Ultimate Team players out there. How does that, I guess we saw the trailer with Carragher and Neville, which is great, but how does that exactly work?
So what we wanted to do is give you a different way to play, and but the cool thing is you get rewarded even if you lose the first game. So you get a reward, and those rewards then you take back into the core FUT experience. It's a great way to get packs. You might get players. So you go in with either coins or points, or you can even get draft tokens as well. You go in, and then basically you'll be presented with 5 different formations. They change every time. So you go in, you have to choose one of the 5, and you're stuck with that formation. So it's a nice way to try different things, and then you go in, pick a captain, and each time it's 5 different players. But what we really wanted you to do is have the opportunity to play with players you might not get. You'll get the Ronaldos. You might get, if you're on Xbox, you might get a legend. So you get to try different players, different formations, and there's always a reward that you can take back into the main experience.
That's awesome. And in terms of like FUT as the mode itself, the transfer stuff you just kind of changed. Does that still remain in FUT 16?
What transfers?
So the pricing and everything like that, does that remain the same for the kind of changes you made from FIFA 15?
Oh, you mean the price ranges, you mean?
That's right.
Well, we'll see. So right now, obviously, the focus for us is to try and make FUT experience is true to how we designed it. So was one of the reasons we brought price ranges in. At that point, the kind of economy had really got out of control. So we're constantly monitoring that. We'll see. We're still looking at what exactly we're going to do. So more news to come, really, to be honest. And we'll just wait and see as we get towards launch.
And in terms of core gameplay stuff, I think I said to you just now, I was glad that nothing was changed much since I played it last at Guildford. Have you made any tweaks from I guess E3 code to Gamescom code, and how has it been?
Yeah, I mean, we've done lots of stuff, and I mean, I think to your point, the core experience still feels very similar. Really making sure that we have a very balanced game. Last year, I think we had some concerns around balance in taps. Messi, Ronaldo, Bale, everyone was playing with Real Madrid because pace out wide was a little bit overpowered. So making sure that balance, we've obviously done a lot of work in defending and continue to tune that. A lot of work in goalkeepers. I know we stood here, I think it was just over there, talking about goalkeepers last year. So we've done a lot of work in there as well, to make them more reliable, but also adding new stuff as well. We made the change last year, and the technology we now have of goalkeepers is fantastic, and now we're building on that, and not obviously fixing some of the issues last year, but also building on it as well. So, really making sure we've got that balance, the passing with purpose, the interception logic, but just feeling to fine tune. We've still got some time left that we're still doing that, but fundamentally it's about creating a really balanced experience.
Okay. I think the actual community would kill me if I didn't ask this question. So, licenses. Any new stuff to talk about, or any stuff that you're kind of, that you might not have this year?
Well, I mean, we're still anything that we might not have. I think there's still a few question marks that we probably won't talk about right now. Obviously, we talked about 8 new legends for those playing on Xbox. We don't have any major additions, as in leagues this year. Obviously, 9 stadiums. Some great additions. We've got the 3 new promoted Premier League teams. Obviously, for us as a development team, we added Fratton Park this year, which for us is a very personal thing for a great colleague and friend. So, I think that that's it. I think that's one of the bigger additions that we've had, is just in terms of new stadiums. So, it's pretty exciting.
Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it. But thanks for your time, Nick.
No problem.
Cheers.
Thank you
Very much. Cheers.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.